Barlette with Times Union and TimesUnion.com, and welcome to 20 Things Plus, where each week we catch up with someone previously featured on the Times Union's 20 Things You Don't Know About Me. Today we are joined by local favorite Matt Baumgartner. Matt owns a bunch of businesses in the Capital Region and throughout New York, including June Farms in Avon Park, Wolf's Beer Garden, and the soon-to-be-open Troy Beer Garden, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Kristi. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Very nervous.
Oh, well, don't be, because this will be a lot of fun. What we're going to do is talk about a couple of your original 20 things, and we'll learn a few new things about you, and then we will play a game. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is, I remember from your blogging days, and I remember from your original 20 things, you were terrified of flying on planes. But you're a guy who's really well traveled. So how does that work, and has it gotten any better?
So I still do travel via plane, not that often. I prefer to drive. I mean, I go to Miami in the winters and I end up driving down, which is kind of crazy. But I guess for me, the thing is I feel very claustrophobic on a flight. And the more things I have going on in my life, the more sort of out of control I feel. So when I'm on a plane, stuck in that little cabin, it feels very out of control. Like I can't get off that plane if I want. And I just panic. It's very, very scary. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had a panic attack, but they're really, really scary. Yeah, so it just is terrifying. So I really try to avoid putting myself in any position where I am gonna have a panic attack. But Xanax and like 3 or 4 martinis is like the sweet spot for me. So if I do that, I can fly pretty much anywhere.
What's the furthest you've ever driven? You said you drove to Miami. I think I saw the pictures on social media from that. Have you driven any further than Miami?
Well, I mean, I took a road trip to California, not because I didn't want to fly, but just for the fun of it. But Miami is probably the farthest that I would drive without, choosing to fly. Although on the way back, I took the Amtrak auto train. You ever done that before?
No, but see,
it's amazing. It's really great. You put your car on the train and then you have a nice bedroom on the way back. It has really good food and there's a cocktail bar. It's awesome. I highly recommend it.
And that's the best of both worlds. You're not flying, but someone else is transporting you.
Yeah,
and it's the best.
I loved it.
All right, the next thing, I think the most popular item on your list from your original list was about how you hung out with Sandra Bullock, right? And went to her movie premiere. How did that happen? And what was that like? And what is life like now?
Oh gosh. So this was right about the time that she was breaking up with that guy with all the tattoos.
Yes.
I forget his name. Do you remember that?
I forget his name too, but
Jesse,
I know who you're
Jesse.
Yes, Jesse, you're right.
So my friend is her agent. And I was in New York City and they had the premiere in New York City. And I think we had plans to hang out afterwards. And then he had asked me if I wanted to go, not necessarily as her date by any means, but like with them. So I said, yes, of course. So I went with them to the movie. He kind of stayed back. We walked in together, sat in the movie theater together, shared popcorn, which was fun. And then spent the night with him and her and a few other people, and it was amazing. She's super nice. She speaks fluent German, which I didn't realize. She was raised in Germany. She said she's gonna come bartend with me at the Albany Oktoberfest, which she still has to do. But it was great. It was a crazy experience. I loved it.
So do you have her phone number where you could text her and say, hey,
no,
come to the beer garden?
No, I didn't even take a picture. I was so such a nervous wreck about being such a douche that I tried to play it so cool, even though I was my heart was racing.
Well, in other celebrity hangouts and celebrity news, your first new thing is, if you're not kind of, what is the expression, rubbing elbows with Sandra Bullock, it's Elton John, who is on a whole salon. What happened there?
So Elton John, I feel like this is going to be very name droppy, so I'm sorry about that. But so Elton John used to live in Atlanta. I'm not sure if he still does. And I had a lot of friends that lived in Atlanta, and they were friends with Elton John. And when Elton came to play at the Times Union Center, we all went to go see him and hung out with him, had dinner and all that stuff. And he invited myself and my friend Jim to Las Vegas for his Red Piano tour. I forget the name of the tour. It was in 2004, 2005 or something. So he flies us out. We stayed in this 6 suite. It just was an amazing time. During the concert, he calls Jim and I up on stage to sit on the piano. It was crazy.
Do you remember what song he was playing when he did that?
I don't even remember. My head was just exploding.
So it wasn't too much Xanax and martinis. It was just
that was pre Xanax and martinis. I used to love flying then. I don't know. A
That's
lot's changed. It's weird.
that's awesome. And I don't think anyone will see this as name dropping because who doesn't love to hear about those experiences? If you can't have them yourself, to
I
hear about,
totally agree. For sure. So the craziest, if I can just name drop one last time.
go for it.
The craziest celebrity experience I ever had was I went to this Christmas party in New York City. My friend didn't tell me whose house we were going to. Knock on the door, and just like a general nice apartment. Sarah Jessica Parker opens the door. It's Andy Cohen's birthday party. It was crazy. It was like Jerry Seinfeld, Jimmy Fallon was there. We did shots, talked about Albany, Katie Holmes, Kelly Ripa, Liam Neeson, all the housewives. It was like this little apartment packed with celebrities. I was like, could not even act normal. I was so nervous.
That had to
It
be
was so fun.
I was going to say
It was
that had
awesome.
a lot of fabulous fashion and great senses of humor in that room.
It was really cool. It was a once in a lifetime experience.
So the next one is you are opening a new restaurant. It opens this week. And it's kind of your new venture. It's called the Troy Beer Garden, and it's a plant-based restaurant, right? Tell us
Correct.
what people are going to find there, what the experience is going to be like. We know it's going to be, it is Instagram worthy, of course. So what else is happening there?
So for me, I would like people to walk in and them say, wow. I want them to walk in and feel like the space is very lush with plants, very healthy. I mean, you can almost feel the oxygen in here. There's so many plants. I think it's really well designed. I really take pride in the design that I do for the bars and restaurants. The food is really delicious. I have a lot of friends that follow a plant-based diet, and I know they have trouble going out to restaurants sometimes not knowing what they'll find on the menu. So everything here is all plant-based, but still accessible to people that don't follow a plant-based menu. I just think it's really beautiful, and I think people are looking for an experience where they can just sit down, relax, not feel cramped with other people. Even post-COVID, we'll always seat people at tables, and it will never be some like packed bar, just because I think it's a really comfortable space to go no matter what age you are, and you can just sit and enjoy your evening without feeling you have to rush out of there or that there's people kind of cramping your space.
And what would you say, what is your favorite item then on this new plant-based menu?
There's a mushroom calamari that I really like, and there's also a cauliflower General Tso's chicken that comes with sticky rice that's really delicious.
Oh my gosh, those both sound fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, now your third update is you have Lyme disease. Now, I'm not surprised you got bitten by a tick because you spend a ton of time outdoors. We see all the pictures.
Yeah.
But how did you get to the point of Lyme disease?
So I remember being at, I have a lake house on Britton Lake, and I remember being there, and I woke up and seeing a bullseye on my chest and thinking, that's weird. It's a weird bruise. And my friend Kristi was there at the time, and she was like, that's Lyme disease. And I was like, shut up. So I go to urgent care, and the doctor said, well, we have good and bad news. The bad news is that you have Lyme disease. The good news is that you know that you have Lyme disease. So they gave me a bunch of antibiotics. I definitely felt symptomatic for a few months. Lyme disease is really scary because most people don't know that they have it. It's a lot of times you don't see that sort of bullseye, and it's known as the great mimicker. So it feels like you have other symptoms or some other ailment. And oftentimes doctors don't prescribe it correctly. So because I know that I have Lyme disease, it's affected me in a lot of ways that are kind of crazy. Like my memory is shot. I mean, it's noticeably difficult to remember things. I'm very irritable a lot. I find myself getting very tired, achy a lot. I mean, it's a very what's the word? I feel like it doesn't get the attention that it really deserves.
Reality. I know some people almost feel like they have severe arthritis when they get it too, because if you don't. Of course,
my arm is killing me. It's been killing me for like a year, and it feels like it's I've gone to the doctor, and it's like they don't know what it is, but it's like in my mind it's probably a Lyme disease symptom. But yeah, the medical community doesn't really. Pardon me?
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes people don't see the tick, or it ends up coming out and they don't realize that they got bitten by a tick, and then it turns into Lyme disease, and it really can have long-term ramifications, especially if you don't get it treated.
Right. And also, I mean, I may be wrong here, but I think that the medical community isn't even allowed to treat it as Lyme disease. It's not a recognized disease. So they're only allowed to give you some antibiotics, and then that's it. So I go to a specialist, Natasha Ruiz. She's fantastic if any of you guys have Lyme disease. And she gives me I always feel weird using
homeopathic treatment.
Homeopathic, treatment. Yeah.
See, I'm going to help you with your memory there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Very cool. All right. Well, Matt, this is awesome. I'm so excited for you. I'm a big fan of your businesses. I'm at June Farms all the time. I love
Yeah, thanks, Kristi.
these new ventures. But before we let you go, we're going to play a little game where you tried to guess who will be featured on Monday's 20 Things You Don't Know About Me. And viewers
Okay.
can guess too by tweeting at Just Kristi, tweeting at Times Union, or commenting on this video on the Times Union's Facebook or YouTube.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right. No, I tried to spoon feed you these clues. So ready? Let's go.
I know, but keep in mind I have brain fog. I mean, it could be my mom and I wouldn't guess it, but let's go.
Hint, it's not your mother, but it is a woman.
Okay.
Here we go. If I had not gone into journalism, I would have gone into fashion. I think I have a good eye for fashion. When I wear a dress and shoes, the necklace and the handbag must match.
I hope it's Lydia Klobita.
It's not, but that's a good guess. But here's two more clues.
I love her.
She's awesome. I was on the cover of Her Life magazine several years ago. See, that could also be Lydia, but it's not. I've been given a copy by the publisher, but what was cooler is I walked into an office to do an interview and I saw a copy of the magazine on the table. I was screaming inside, "That's me, that's me." And here's the last one. You're close on Lydia. Think that industry and that job.
Oh no.
Here's the last one. I love to sing and often sing with my co-anchor, Jerry Gretzinger.
Yes.
But only while we're in commercials. I don't want to sing publicly or become one of the singing anchors. So the singing anchors are Jerry Gretzinger and Benita Zahn, and used to be Jessica Layton before she moved away.
Okay.
So she works with them. She's in journalism. She's been
I
on
don't
the
know.
cover of Her Life.
I have no idea. I was going to say Benita Zahn.
Okay, well, you're very close. Benita Zahn's coworker. Well, I know you're not a morning person, but it'll be live on timesunion.com at 7 a.m. on Monday and all day for the rest of the day. So good luck with everything, Matt. Thank you so much for joining us. Your original 20 Things was the most popular one we've ever had. So people like Bridge are big fans of yours, and I'm sure they'll be excited to learn more about you here. So thank you again.
Thank you. I love you.